Hello, guys.
Hi.
We're back playing Final Fantasy.
But it's not the
bad that this
Final
was the last
Fantasy.
one. Oh, okay, we made kind of the same joke there.
Yeah, that's.
This is
I don't
awkward,
know how
guys.
I don't know how I feel about this. I think I might have to leave the show, guys. I'm sorry.
I am your time captain Evan, joined as always by Space Quartermaster Ryan,
Yay!
and as sometimes by virtual stowaway, Mr. Kyle Locke.
Woo!
We beat Garland last episode.
Yep.
Feeling pretty good about that.
It's got nothing on us.
A bridge got built. So,
Mhm.
I mean, that's pretty good.
We got a loot.
That's
got
progress.
a loot.
So
I'm,
now we can roll as a bard. It's gonna be great,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm gonna sleep
Play
at this
some
scene.
music.
God, I really need to be a bard in a D&D game.
You should just be a bard who never attacks. You just play songs.
Just convince people to stop fighting.
Yeah. You can do it. Let's see. I think we're pretty good as far as equipment goes. Let me check on some more magic for.
For you. Or are we checking for Gale?
Let's check for Gale first. Harm, fog, root. Not gonna lie. I don't know what any of those do.
I'm guessing harm does damage.
No, probably
Fog
not.
fog makes them miss
No.
more.
Okay.
Harm purposefully hurts ourselves to make the game harder.
Right. That
Right.
makes sense. Let's just get lightning. How about?
Let's get lit.
Oh, I thought that was literature.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
get lit.
Let's get lit, guys.
Okay, so no, that's not true. So,
So those are level 2 spells.
oh,
Okay. there we
okay,
go.
so that just means some spells are level 2. That makes sense. Okay. Is there anything down
Look
that
at
well?
me! I know JRPGs, you guys! I can leave!
He's finally learning something.
This is a well.
The contract has been completed.
You might think that there is something to it, but in fact, it is just an ordinary well.
Turn around, it starts
Well,
following you.
then that seems perfectly logical.
Well.
Okay, you motherfuckers, you got me. Maybe a third time. No, okay.
No, I should have waited third time to say well. Their joke.
Yeah, that's good.
You failed.
Alright, let's go to the bridge. I gotta say, I feel like I'm doing better this time than I did when I played it by myself, like a couple of years ago. Probably since
Well, that's because moral support. That is not. They could have built that bridge very quickly.
Also, I'm 13 now instead of like 9 when I played it last. So
right.
that helps.
So you've grown up a little bit.
Yeah.
Better motor skills.
So good.
So, guys, I watched an MTV show today.
Yeah.
Why?
Was it Teen Wolf?
No, my sister was watching this show called Finding Carter.
Yeah. What's that?
It's a show that has Alexis Denisof in it,
Okay.
which is the only reason I continued to watch it
And
after
what?
seeing it.
Oh shit! Late title
Titles!
card.
Whoa!
guys.
Why didn't we get this in the first episode?
You guys.
It's my favorite game.
You guys.
It's my favorite game we've played so far.
Is this the first late title card in video games? It might be.
Probably.
Oh. Holy shit. I forgot about this. I thought it was weird how there wasn't a title card at the beginning of the game, but... Wow. They nailed it. Oh yeah, now we get to see the, like, weird pseudonyms that they used, programmed by Nasir.
Isn't that from Skies of Arcadia?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not a pseudonym, that's just a name. Yoshitaka Amano. Scenario by Kenji Terada. I'm gonna watch this whole thing, that's how much I love this. Look at our fucking pixel dudes on the hill.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, that's such a good screen.
I'm on the left.
Can you even imagine, like, if you just got this game in 1987? You would be so psyched.
Well, yeah,
This
I was alive then.
Yeah.
It seems to be the second ever game.
With a late title card.
4 years before, Portopia Renzoku Satsujin.
The fucking Portopia serial murder case has a late title card?
Yes,
Wow.
June 1983.
That's that's like a first-person like detective game that I
So
know
JRPG?
mainly because a lot of developers talk about like inspiring them. Like
We should play that sometime.
Hideo Kojima is all about the Protopia serial murder case.
Is that where I got the idea for the blood smell coming out of your system?
That's still basic. That's basically the best Hideo Kojima story that's ever been. Is that his initial idea for the thing he wanted for his game Snatcher, which was a disc game, was you'd put the disc into your computer, and then there would be some adhesive on the disc that would emit the smell of blood. So as you're playing the game and as it's like churning in the PC, you'd start to smell blood. Which is
I remember that. Yeah.
as good as anything he's ever done.
Oh yeah. It's so. Yeah.
It's like the end of Metal Gear Solid 3, that, the end of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, the end of Metal Gear Solid, the last fight of Metal Gear Solid 4
Yeah,
might be.
the actual end goes a little bit off the rails.
Yeah.
Right around you get to like the fucking monkey showing up as like the best man at the tarmac wedding.
But yeah, that final boss fight might be one of my favorite boss fights from last generation.
It's
My
Yeah.
my favorite boss fight from that entire game was probably spoilers. The Rex versus Ray battle.
yeah, that part's good, yeah.
I loved that.
That's
But
I
it's just
loved
when
being able to.
when they inject each other with like the healing shit, so they can
Yeah,
keep
no,
beating the shit out of
I
each other.
definitely
right.
agree
No,
with
yeah,
you.
that part was awesome too.
I think that battle is in a lot of ways like the Apex. It's like what Metal Gear Solid has been building to, like the
Well,
dynamic.
yeah, because it flashes like through the different.
Yeah, because like each
Yeah,
stage of the battle has
loved
a
it.
different health bar, and it's like
right,
playing
and it's
different.
all based on the different games, and it's so cool.
God,
Love it.
that game.
I need to play that game again.
That game's a little bloated in spots, but it's really like
Right.
as awesomely fan
It is
servicey
a
conclusion.
great just ending
Yeah.
for Snake, and
Yeah.
I kind of wish it had stayed with 4, and like that was it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as they don't, if they make another game with Solid Snake in it,
Yeah,
that
if they
would
make
be
a sequel to Metal Gear Solid 4,
that would be. They already did Metal Gear Rising.
Well, I mean, they're
that's a spin-off.
Yeah, I
right.
know.
But
that a
there's I mean, obviously not speculation, but pretty evidence that's suggesting that Snake will probably be in 5. Just obviously,
Yeah, but I mean,
Younger.
it'll have context. I think the only thing I'd object to is I'm fine with them exploring some prequel stuff they haven't touched yet, but
Right.
that's very clearly the end of Solid Snake.
Yeah, it's the moment that
Right.
old Snake shows up again that it gets weird.
Right.
Yeah. Because then it's like, because the whole thing is clearly like he's rejecting death so that he can
Mhm.
just live peacefully
Oh, yeah.
and then die. So,
I would really love to see kind of the same way that they kind of did the HDs of Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and Peace Walker. I would really like to see kind of a remake I guess of 1, 2, or of Metal Gear 2, and then Metal Gear Solid with Metal Gear Solid's gameplay, but just new graphics, obviously,
Yeah.
because I hated Twin Snakes so much.
I'm pretty sure,
What the hell? Is that a Grape Wolf? That's
yes.
a Grape Wolf,
Yeah,
you guys.
that's a Grape Wolf.
I'm pretty sure there's a fan remake of Metal Gear happening.
There is
Like a
and-
high res remade like polygonal thing.
Yeah, there's been one I think in oh, maybe not. Looks like there might be an update that is not happening after all.
That's a bummer.
Evan,
What?
I'm not saying it needs to happen anytime within like the next year.
Huh. That's always
But-
a good way to start.
We should do a thing because the only Metal Gear Solid games I played are 3 and well, no, I played 2, 3, and 4. I haven't played the first.
Okay.
I haven't played any of like the Metal Gear games.
Uh-huh.
I haven't played any like of the portable or anything like
Mhm.
that. I don't understand the story.
Okay.
That's okay. Nobody else does.
I think you and I should go on either a video or podcast journey together.
Okay.
in which I play all of the games and we discuss them in length.
Yeah, I'd be open to that. That sounds cool.
So wait, which all the Metal Gears?
All the
Just
Metal Gears.
Yeah, that's a neat idea. But invariably, what would happen is it would just build up to the release of Metal Gear Solid 5, and then that game's gonna be a huge fucking bummer, because it's gonna
completely change the chronological order of things and just
Yeah.
screw up everything,
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
which
just
has happened before.
I wish. Man, I hope that game's good, but I
Like
really.
when
I'm
Snake's
really
Revenge
scared about
became
that game,
canon.
you guys.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
That moment when Snake's Revenge became canon, that's when everything just was thrown out the window. So
Wait, did Snake's Revenge? When did that become canon?
I don't remember when, but it has been put in parts of Snake's Revenge are now part of canon, and they're in or referenced in other Metal Gear games.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird that he'd do that since he so thoroughly disowned that game. As
Well, I
not
think it's
being
just because I
his.
think at this point Kojima just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean
he wanted to be done with Metal Gear after Metal Gear Solid 2.
2. Yes, 2.
So it's
But
I
then he
think
made
just
the best one after that.
But I think, well, I'm sort of two minds about it, because I'm sure he feels in some way shackled to the Metal Gear license,
Oh, yeah.
but he also strikes me as the kind of guy
I think
who might be like, I'm done with this, and then he'll be sitting drinking tea one day and have an idea and be like, yeah, I gotta fucking go back.
Well, yeah, I say I know that he originally continued because he got so many people telling him that they wanted to see the rest of it,
Right.
or wanted to see more.
And that's
But,
why Snake doesn't die at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. He wanted to have Snake just die at the end,
Yeah.
or shoot himself or something, and then everybody around was like, you can't do that, so then he didn't.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely feel like he is kind of shackled to it. But I think at the same time he tries to make the best of it by coming up with all these weird and crazy things to do, like what we saw with Phantom Pain, where it was originally, put off as this other title from a different studio, and just doing random shit like that, because I think he wants to have fun with it, and at the same time just kind of doesn't really care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how connected he is at this point to the lore of. I doubt he's ever been that connected to the consistency of lore in Metal Gear Solid, even though Metal Gear Solid 4 does a pretty good job of explaining everything away. I mean, basically everything in that game, in that series that you were like, I don't get this, he was just like nanomachines.
Right.
It's fixed, so
Right.
it's not, I don't even think it's that he's not aware of that stuff, because Metal Gear Solid 4 was too weirdly specific with the stuff it wrapped up.
Oh yeah.
I'd just like to interject and say that everything that I've read in the short time since it's been stated says that Snake's Revenge is still completely non-canon.
Okay. Phew. That's good, because I've never played Snake's Revenge. All I know is that he's not a fan of it, because he didn't have anything to do with it. It was he made Metal Gear 2, and then Snake's Revenge was Metal Gear 2 that came out here, but it wasn't the same game.
I just saw that in an interview, he said it when it originally came out that it was a crap game, but more recently when asked about it, he said it wasn't bad.
So in a couple of years, it'll be canon. Because he'll be
right,
now
there we
it's
go.
awesome.
Sitting there sipping his tea, just starts slowly nodding. Just yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that was great.
Of course.
I'll probably play as many of those games as he puts out. I don't think
Oh yeah.
I will ever reach a point with Metal Gear where I'll be like, I'm not interested in it anymore, but I mean, I'd be fine with if they made a game about the boss, maybe. When I found out they were making a Metal Gear Solid 5 and it was set in that era, I was a little disappointed, because I feel like I basically know most of what happened during that point in Metal Gear Solid.
Right.
Whereas really the one era I still don't know shit about is all the stuff the boss did in the 40s. They did that might be cool.
What if they met at the end of Metal Gear Solid 5 somebody wakes up at their Animus workstation
That's pretty
Just-
good.
and then just walks out.
It's just old Snake.
It's just that would be really good, actually. I would be totally back on board with the
Assassin's Creed, Metal Gear.
Oh god, that would be so heartbreaking. Because I don't want Assassin's Creed near anything I love.
I feel like that is the one series that like we are really polar opposites on, Evan.
Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're bad. They're bad games.
Subjectively.
Yes, obviously I'm saying that objectively they're bad games. I'm a big fan of objective criticism.
Hmm.
I think it's possible and useful. Yeah, I don't know. I had a time where I enjoyed Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, me too.
These-
Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, I mean, I played and enjoyed the first Assassin's Creed 2, and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and then everything after it has just been a fucking mess. But even now, if you pressed me, and if I went back, I doubt I'd like much of it. I would probably honestly say I like the first Assassin's Creed the most.
Really?
Just by virtue of...
Ambition.
Because those fucking games aren't about assassinating people. That's
Right.
that's the problem, though, is that, like, once you get into Assassin's Creed 2, like, you're still assassinating people, but they tried to bake a bunch of other weird systems in that just feel extraneous, like going
Right.
to...
But the thing about the first one is just the tedious.
Right, no, I'm not saying it's, like, a good...
Right.
I'm not saying it's a flawless experience,
Yeah.
but...
So I had to push myself on that one because that was just.
But it came out at the right time. It looked great when it came out, and it was very atmospheric, and it didn't have a ton of content.
That
But
game was just so ambitious for like.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like what content there was, it was kind of neat because it was like everything you did was just building to the thrill of the kill. Like, once you get... By the time you get to fucking Assassin's Creed 4, you're not an assassin. You're just...
You're a stalker with like some
Yeah.
weird notion that your enemy ships can't see your ship.
Yeah, you tail people interminably, and then you cut them with your pirate sword. Like, there's no assassinating going on. Whereas I sort of like... I like that they just didn't give Altair much of a personality. I like that he's just kind of a cipher for you to be pretend assassin onto.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the concept of like do these three things repetitively to just build up your knowledge base to get to the guy you need to assassinate.
Right.
Even though it,
Whereas,
obviously-
that probably would have been like, if it weren't like however long the game was.
Yeah. It certainly got repetitive. It was just another thing where I was so young where it came out too that I didn't really give a shit.
Right.
I was mainly
I just played it and I was just like, I liked it. Like I was like, I like the gameplay of this. I think it's cool, but it's just the same thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I really liked Assassin's Creed 4, but yeah. That first game I thought like I was never as excited for a game before like I really got into games, and I probably still haven't been as excited for a game. Just like watching the first Assassin's Creed trailers and stuff, they were awesome. They were so cool.
And it's like even the out of Animus stuff that just got so far up its own ass. Like in Assassin's Creed 1, it's just in a room. Like it's just one room, and it was like kind of interesting.
The way that ended, I thought was like, it's like I don't know if I just had like some weird like insight of how that was gonna go, but I didn't like how it ended with Desmond like getting the eagle vision.
Right.
Well, I mean,
I thought it was cool, but then I'm like,
the fucking point at which Ubisoft decided they didn't give a shit about telling good stories is the point at which the end of that game arrives, where you track down like your boss dude, and he just like waxes poetic and nonsensically about the apple for like 5 minutes, and then the game ends. Like that's when they decide like, oh, okay, so we're just gonna throw together some bullshit.
Yeah, that modern day story haven't been a fan of, and
Yeah.
like never was.
Well, I mean, you loved 3. You loved the conclusion at least. Man, Ryan was so. It was so. I was so happy by how bummed out Ryan was about the conclusion to the Desmond story in Assassin's Creed 3.
I literally had to take a couple days before writing that review because I would have given that game like a 1 or a 2 if I had written that review after beating that game.
Yeah, like you should have. It's a shit game.
Yeah, that the 3 is definitely a low point for that series.
Yeah.
I liked 4. I can understand people's problems with it.
Right.
I like 4
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
just-
in concept.
Yeah, I'd say like 1 was, it was kind of a cool, almost like kind of proof of concept.
Yeah.
It just was really repetitive. 2, I felt like I really enjoyed it, and it brought some variety to it without feeling like it was the same thing over and over again.
Yeah,
Plus,
2 and
getting some of
Brotherhood are
getting all
always
those
the,
like different devices and all that fun stuff was, it kept it fresh while you were still doing kind of the same stuff
Yeah.
over and over.
It's just that's when I feel like part of it's just like the story stuff. Like I really don't like Ezio. Because he's just fucking Nathan Drake. He's just like Italian Renaissance Nathan Drake, like charming
Right.
mass murderer, which doesn't do anything.
Right. Well, I never really got too much into the story of it. I just
Yeah.
kind of like really appreciated the kind of the gameplay of it again. So
Yeah, that's a good call. But
Yeah, 2 and Brotherhood are the most like hotly contended about like which one is the best of the series.
hmm
A lot of people will default to Brotherhood. I think Brotherhood is the best.
yeah, I'd give it to 2 over Brotherhood, because Brotherhood has even more like
Brotherhood's the one where like in the title you can actually like assemble different assassins. to
Yeah,
do
well-
stuff.
Yeah, that's where it's still like Evan was saying. That's where it goes almost jumps the shark for some people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In that it gives you too much stuff to do that it's not assassinations. But
Right.
I thought that personally, I thought that was a good balance of like giving
Right.
you this feeling of being now this leader of this assassin group.
Right.
But that was
So I
more
guess
because I was into the story and stuff
Right.
too.
Not to mention the fact that I felt like it was like, all right, I've got 1 and I've got 2. I got to beat 2. And then Brotherhood came out. It's like, okay, well, I'll get to that one. Revelations came out. I still got to beat 2.
Well,
but
yeah,
I'll get to it in 3.
The problem is that in a lot of ways, 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations are all just like one game that's 3
Giant
times as
game,
long
right.
as, and it's especially Revelations.
Revelations is not a very good game.
Revelations is rough. I just don't. Yeah, I feel like what you said about jumping the shark is sort of apt for me because it's just like the thing I was initially interested in about it was like assassinating people, and then you get to Brotherhood and it's just like, oh well, maybe you don't have to assassinate all the people. Maybe you can just like lean back in your easy chair and let your goons do it for you.
Right. Now that being said, I do have Brotherhood, Revelations, and 3, I believe, all via Steam because I think I've got them like for $2 or whatever during the
I
Steam
hear
sale.
those games, the PC ports aren't great for
Yeah,
especially those
I
middle
hear they're
titles.
awful.
No,
But-
$2. Well,
Yeah, who
whatever.
cares, really?
But
And also,
so,
when
yeah.
the PC crowd says a PC port is awful, that doesn't
Right.
necessarily mean it's unplayable. It just means
Right,
it's
right.
you know,
PC elitists.
not what they want. We found a new
So-
town, you guys.
Yeah, I remember this town.
Yeah.
There- recently, like the most problem I've had with a PC port has been I played Fall of Cybertron recently.
Yeah.
And I had to play that game with like custom settings for graphics like mid to low. Not because it was like too intense or anything, but just the frame rate and hitching and stuff would happen so much in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And after playing that, I thought it still looked pretty like okay.
Yeah.
And then like a couple days after beating that game, I started playing Rise of the Darkspark, the new Transformers game. And that game on PS4 looked marginally worse than it did on low settings on the PC.
You guys,
You're fucked.
I done fucked up.
Did you
You
rest
got
at
this.
an inn?
I did rest at an inn,
You're good.
but I talked to that pirate and he was like, let's fight.
You got this.
Maybe they're wimps.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, probably. Okay, let's... Oh, God.
But anyway, so yeah, Assassin's Creed is just a series that I've given up on. It's just like maybe someday I'll get around to playing those in my Steam library. Who knows?
There was a point at which I was convinced that Assassin's Creed 4 must be some sort of elaborate performance art, because there's no way that by committee somebody could design a game with that many tailing missions and like not have some self-awareness about it. Like because the last one had a lot of tailing missions, Assassin's Creed 3, based on what I played. But, like, Assassin's Creed 4, and Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically like every fucking story mission. Or at least maybe 80 to 90% of them are just the same tailing mission.
Or at least involve, like, a section where you are tailing. No, you're not wrong.
And I can't, because I haven't met a single person who likes that kind of mission. I don't know how it happens that a developer would do that. And when it was coupled with the weird, like, you work for Abstergo in partnership with Ubisoft making an Assassin's Creed game, and here are some collectible videos you can find about why our previous protagonists were unlikable. Like,
what?
Yeah, because the whole conceit of the game is that you're a game developer.
Really?
Outside of the Animus in Assassin's Creed 4, it's pretty dumb.
Ubisoft exists in the meta world of the Assassin's Creed universe, and at your development desk where you have like an Animus thing that you wear and dumps you into the game. Mm-hmm. At your desk there are copies of Assassin's Creed Revelations, Brotherhood 3, all the past Assassin's Creed games are like warped games in that reality. It's really confusing and really weird.
Basically, what I'm saying is they fucking stole my idea. They stole because we have a podcast on Air Not Found called Family Game Night, which is
AirNotFound.com.
Has a similar conceit, let's say, and I did it before them, the motherfuckers. I beat them to the punch, and then they come out and they do it worse than us. Yeah, so that's but then you can
ours
find
is just improv writing. It's not
even
like...
But you can find like stuff where it's like sizzle reels of them talking about why we should really pass on making Altair a protagonist because, you know, he doesn't display enough emotion and stuff. And it's like, these are just videos about why your previous games were shitty.
There's a great email in that meta world where it has like a list of 80 possible protagonists and time periods.
It's like somebody somewhere must really not like the fact that they're working on Assassin's Creed. Okay, yeah, jeez. Fuck you, pirate.
Wait, talk to him again.
No,
Yeah, so you might get something since you beat him.
Fine, I'll do that after I sleep at the end.
Right. No, that's understandable.
Yeah. Unity is gonna be like really pressing its luck with me. Like, if Unity doesn't come out and return to form with the way Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 were.
There you go. Hey.
Okay, you got me.
We gotta ship a lot quicker in this than we did Skies of Arcadia.
We're like halfway through this game, you guys.
Okay, listen, Ryan, you got me. Take my fucking ship. I understand that I'm a pirate and I self-identify by my ship, but just take it. Just take it.
Anyway.
Holy shit.
Assassin's Creed Unity, like, they're building it up a lot to say, like, oh yeah, it's all about the assassinations again and all that stuff.
Right.
And if it isn't mainly that, then I'm probably going to be checking out of that series.
Yeah.
Okay. That's alright. I checked out a long time ago.
Let's buy...
I don't know. A lot of people are like... I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet, and especially with both Evan and Clint also feel the same way about how they think some of the side missions are kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that could be interesting in a way that a lot of side stuff hasn't been interesting in Assassin's Creed.
I'm not saying that... I guess all I'm saying is it doesn't make any sense. It's weird that... Because it'll be like you're walking around as Mr. as like Mr. Assassin, and then there's a murder mystery, and it's like, I'll solve your murder mystery for you, woman. And it's like, why would you do that? You're an assassin.
Yeah.
From a gameplay perspective, I don't know, it might be cool. I don't have any. It seems like they can't equip chainmail.
No, it might be. Yeah.
Nope.
Can I?
That was a waste.
So you're the only person who can. All right.
It's class specific.
Cool. Okay. Let's sell all that.
Yeah.
And here's the way.
Nope, not that one.
I traded it. Okay. Okay. Right. Because, yeah, this game fucking lets you sell the stuff that's equipped. Okay.
Yep.
Whew. Good call, Ryan. Okay, it wouldn't have been disastrous. But this is also a patented Final Fantasy economy, which is that everywhere in the world you sell things at half the price you bought them.
Yep. Not necessarily just Final Fantasy, but
Yeah. Well, Final Fantasy's probably the first.
right.
I sold all of that, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, let's get...
Let's go back in and buy it all again.
This person's like seeing you like exit, come back in. Oh, actually, I want to sell these back to you. All right, fine. You're only gonna get half price. Well,
I'm
whatever.
buy you a...
All right, see ya. Bye.
Hold on, wait.
Actually, one more thing.
I'm gonna buy you a wooden shield, Ryan.
You just did.
No, I didn't. I didn't click yes. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I just backed out of it. It's only 15 gold. I don't give a shit. Okay. Yep. Okay. Well, let's see if there's a weapon shop around that we can call the episode. Maybe I should just grind out that fucking iron armor for you.
We could do that next episode.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying for this episode, but...
Or we could sell that ship that we got since people are handing them out like hotcakes.
Hey, you want my ship? Maybe?
Oh god, trade you my ship for a health potion.
It's got this moon cannon on it.
Okay. What we
It's
got...
called the Little Jack.
Oh, then it's the harpoon cannon. But...
Yeah, okay. No, that's...
the little Jack with the moonstone cannon would be insane.
Okay, well... I just blew all of our money.
What'd you buy it?
A short sword. For you.
Well, just sell the long or the
Rapier.
rapier.
Yeah, I'll get fucking 20 gold for it, or whatever.
Let's see.
Oh, you'll get 50, I think.
No, I will
10.
get 5.
10.
I will get 5 gold.
5 gold!
Worth it.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for joining me, guys.
Always a pleasure, Ev.
This has been another episode of our trek through Final Fantasy here on JRPG Historia Future Perfect. And now it's deactivating.